Module 2, Essential Policies and Procedures. Policies are the formal rules of the road for your organization. They are not just bureaucratic documents, they are vital tools that ensure consistency, fairness, prevent fraud, and demonstrate compliance to external stakeholders. This module moves from theory to practice, equipping you with the framework to develop the essential policies every well-governed NGO needs. 2.1 Workshop: Drafting a Basic Safeguarding Policy. What is safeguarding? Safeguarding is the proactive responsibility organizations have to ensure that their staff, operations, and programs do no harm to children or vulnerable adults. It is about creating a safe and protective environment for everyone who comes into contact with your organization and having procedures to respond effectively if harm occurs. Key components of a safeguarding policy. Commitment statement: a clear, high-level declaration from the board and senior leadership of the organization's zero-tolerance approach to abuse and exploitation. Scope: defines who the policy applies to, all staff, volunteers, consultants, and partners, and who it protects, children and vulnerable adults. Code of conduct: a clear set of rules for staff behavior. Examples include prohibitions on unsupervised one-on-one contact with children, rules on physical contact, and guidelines for online and social media communication. Reporting procedures: a safe, confidential, and accessible process for anyone, staff, community members, children, to report a safeguarding concern. This must include multiple channels, e.g., a designated focal point, a confidential email, a suggestion box, and a clear statement of protection against retaliation for reporters. Response plan outlines the specific steps the organization will take when a concern is raised, including internal investigation protocols, requirements for reporting to statutory authorities, like the police or Department of Social Development, and how support will be provided to the survivor. Safe recruitment details procedures for minimizing the risk of hiring unsuitable people, such as requiring police clearance checks and conducting thorough reference checks that specifically ask about safeguarding concerns. 2.2 Deep Dive: Financial Controls, Procurement, and Whistleblowing. Financial controls: these are the specific procedures designed to safeguard your organization's assets, prevent fraud, and ensure that financial reporting is accurate and reliable. Key controls include: segregation of duties, the cornerstone of financial control. This ensures that no single individual has control over all aspects of a financial transaction. For example, the person who initiates a purchase order must be different from the person who approves the payment, who in turn should be different from the person who signs the check or processes the bank transfer. Authorization levels: a formal schedule stating who has the authority to approve expenditures up to certain financial limits. Bank reconciliations: a mandatory monthly process where an independent person, not involved in processing payments or receipts, compares the organization's internal financial records to the bank statements to identify any discrepancies. Budget versus actual (BVA) reporting: a regular, usually monthly or quarterly, report provided to management and the board that compares actual income and expenditure against the approved budget, highlighting any significant variances that need explanation. Procurement: these are the rules for how your organization purchases goods and services. A robust procurement policy ensures fairness, transparency, and value for money, which is a key donor requirement. It typically includes a requirement for multiple quotes for purchases over a specified threshold, e.g., $250. The policy should mandate obtaining at least 3 written quotations from different suppliers. Tender committee: for very large purchases, a formal committee should be established to review bids against set criteria. Conflict of interest declarations: staff and board members involved in procurement must declare any personal or family relationship with potential suppliers. Whistleblowing: a whistleblowing policy, or speak up policy, is a critical accountability mechanism. It provides a formal, safe, and confidential channel for staff, volunteers, or other stakeholders to report suspected wrongdoing, such as fraud, corruption, or safeguarding abuses, without fear of punishment or retaliation. A credible policy guarantees confidentiality and outlines a clear process for independent investigation of the claim.